It's the Day Show with Mr. Silva. Today, Mr. Silva welcomes Mr. Bareilles and musical guest, Lauren Marchand. And now, Mr. Host, Mr. Silva.
Welcome back to the Day Show. I'm your host, Mr. Silva. We've got a great show for you this time. Mr. Bareilles will be joining us. And a little later, a musical performance by Lauren Marchand. It's going to be a great time. Right, Nicole? So here we are in week 8, 9, I don't know, whatever. You know, whenever I'm in the middle of a virtual class meeting, my students always get me sidetracked by asking questions about the Day Show. In fact, it's all they want to talk about. I mean, you should see the look on their faces when we get into it. So here at the Day Show, we decided to satisfy all those burning questions for our viewers in a segment we like to call Burning Questions About the Day Show. Our first question comes from Philip. Philip asks, Mr. Silva, how did you come up with the name for the Day Show? Well, Philip, that's a very good question. Well, there's the Today Show, there's the Tonight Show, there's the Late Show, the Late Late Show. There is no Day Show. And this is a show that happens on a day, so I thought, we'll take that space. The Day Show. You're welcome. Our next question comes from Sara, and Sara asks, Mr. Silva, how does your wife feel about you making the Day Show? That's another great question, Sara. Since she's sitting right next to me, why don't we just ask her? Nicole, how do you feel about me making the Day Show?
I said I'm not doing this.
That didn't go as planned. Who's going to be my sidekick now? Joe, will you be my sidekick?
Sure, Mr. Silva. I'll do it.
All right then. Cool. Joe's going to be my sidekick now. Ladies and gentlemen, my new sidekick, Joe Robles. Thank you, Joe.
Got it, boss.
Anyway, one of the big challenges while in quarantine can be figuring out what to eat when certain staples in your cupboard are hard to come by. Luckily, our intern Matthew Manu has figured out a way to help you get by with this segment we like to call Food in a Pinch.
Hi, my name is Matthew Manu. Today we're going to make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on matzah. Well, the reason why I'm making matzah instead of bread is because, well, we're in quarantine and I'm too afraid to go to my house. So let's cook it. The first thing that you have to do is take out 2 pieces of matzah out of the box. Then after that, you have to take a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly out of the fridge in order to spread it onto the matzah. And then for it to spread it, you need a spoon and a fork in order to spread it. And then mix for the matzah, you need to take a spoonful of jelly and spread it onto the matzah very smoothly, or it won't spread really well. Then you have to take a knife and use the peanut butter to spread it onto the matzah. This is very easy to do, and I did it in under a minute. I hope you guys can do it as quickly as I did. Then after you're done spreading the peanut butter, just take the peanut butter side and jelly side and mash it together. Here it is. Thank you for watching me cooking this. I hope it tastes pretty good.
Thanks, Matthew. That was really informative. Well, stick around. Right after the break, we'll be speaking with Mr. Bareilles, so don't go away.
With the COVID-19 outbreak, the CDC recommends disinfecting commonly touched surfaces. This definitely includes your cell phone. The easiest way to sanitize your phone is with 70% isopropyl alcohol prep pads. You can also use a mixture of alcohol and water as long as it's 70% or less alcohol. First, if you use a case, take your phone out of it. Use your alcohol prep pad or mixture and wipe down both your phone and case. Then use a microfiber cloth to wipe it down again. Doing this will not only help you, but protect the others who are touching your phone.
Welcome back, everybody. Our guest today originally majored in finance and didn't know he wanted to be a teacher until his sophomore year in college. You can now catch him co-teaching with professional baseball players, and in the fall, he'll be playing weekly bocce next to the field house with Mr. Simonelli. Please welcome Mr. Bareilles. Mr. Bareilles, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, cool. Well, how's quarantine been going? What you been up to?
It's been good. It's had its ups and downs. Started out when we first started quarantining. I was a little more productive than I am now. Caught up on a lot of Netflix, which has been good. I watched the whole Tiger King season in a day, which I don't like to admit, but Yeah, so it's been good. It's been interesting.
Good. Are you quarantining alone? Are you
So yeah, so it's me and my cat Sucks. So it's starting to go a little crazy. My mom lives close by, so I've been able to kind of see her for at least a little bit of more human social interaction. But yeah, so it's me and my cat.
Wow, that's difficult. I got my two young kids and my wife, and it's the space gets feels more and more cramped as the hours go by. But on the other side, having nobody around, that's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to everything. I have my own, own little space, but at the same time, it would be nice to have a little bit of social interaction. So
I see that you found some ways to engage your math students in some creative ways. Can you tell us a little bit about how you did that? What was behind that?
well, so it's evolved over the past couple of weeks. So I mean, like I don't need to tell you, math can be a little bit of a drag sometimes. So even in school, I try and make it interesting. Out of school, it's a whole different ball game. No pun intended. So what it started about is for my flipped videos, I was putting music in. At one point, I rapped Vanilla Ice, which I thought I did a great job. I don't know what the students thought. And then most recently, I had a member of the New York Mets, Pete Alonso, give us a little shout out and an intro into the lesson. So that was very, very cool.
How'd that go over?
It was pretty awesome. I even got emails from students who were not in my class that were shocked and appreciated it. One of my students said it made her quarantine, which to me, right there, as long as one kid appreciated it, I tried to think of, like I said, I was trying to figure out ways to make my lessons a little bit more engaging. And so I kind of a pipe dream. I was like, hey, if I could get a celebrity, that would be awesome. Pete was one of the first people that I thought of. I'm a huge Met fan, so power of social media, it all kind of came together, and he took some time out of his day to give us that little intro to the lesson, which he had a tough time with. But yeah, it was just so.
I understand you brought a clip. Let's check it out. Brian?
Figured today, switch things up, called in some reinforcements, and I'm going to have someone else introduce the lessons. So, Pete, take it away.
What's up, y'all? It's Pete Alonso here from the New York Mets, and I know you guys are in Mr. Bareilles' class, and I know he's teaching geometry, and I know he wants me to say something about make sure to learn your cyclic quadrilaterals, but I don't even know what the hell a cyclic quadrilateral is. I don't even know how to say it right, and if I learned about it, I definitely forgot about it, and if you're not an engineer, you're not going to need it. So I'm just messing around. Stay in school, get good grades. But I hope you guys enjoy and get something out of Mr. Bareilles' class. I'm sure he has good stuff to teach you guys other than math. And also, I want to give a shout out to the Jericho High School baseball team as well. I'm sorry about y'all season, boys, and quite frankly, this virus sucks. But I can't wait for you guys to get back to playing again, and we're all going to power through this together. I know y'all want to get back out on the field, and just keep powering through and persevering. I hope you all stay safe, and LFGM.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Very, very cool. So, so since you're living alone, I know you can get a little stir crazy. I understand you've also been finding other creative ways to sort of keep yourself sane. Talk to us about some of those things you've been doing.
Yeah, so there's a video that I made of I guess it'd be like ping pong. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what to call it. But I've started working on my golf game. So I took out my pitching wedge, a golf ball, and I've been in my living room trying to kind of work on my short game a little bit, which I now realize I have no game whatsoever. And then that kind of escalated into I'd seen a video on SportsCenter of a kid, and I think it was his grandma, sitting on a couch with pots and pans and a ping pong ball and bouncing them off the pots and pans into a cup. So I was making dinner one night, and salmon was in the oven for an hour. So I said, hey, let me try this out and see what happens. And that took up a good chunk of my day. So that was exciting.
What are some tips you can give to a beginner in trying to get that process started?
It's all about the angles. I started off small, so I started with I think like one pan, and kind of did that a couple times to see where the trajectory would go. And then I just built up from there. So looking back on it, the amount of math that's involved was phenomenal. Like I said, all about the angles. If you know a little bit about parabolas, you're in good shape too.
So once this quarantine is over, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
There's so many things. Can I give you like two and a half?
Yeah, get a couple things.
So haircut is number one. I don't think my hair has ever been this long, and I know people have been trying to do it on their own. I just can't do it on my own, so that'll be number one. Grabbing Arby's with Mr. Simonelli is up there. I've had a hankering since March 16th or whatever it was. And then probably not right out of quarantine, but going to a Mets game. I can't wait to sit there and on a nice summer day, sun shining, sausage and peppers. That's gonna be big.
Yeah, I saw some people were cutting their own hair. I thought about it, but I think I'm just going full Wolfman until we can get out of this.
That's what I keep going. The Robin Williams and Jumanji. That's the look I'm going.
There you go. Yeah, in doing this whole thing, I'm hoping that this is kind of just a way that staff can sort of reconnect with staff, that students can reconnect with students, and we kind of get to know each other in a slightly different way. I know we're all really looking forward to getting back in the classroom, to have that sense of community. So I do look forward to seeing you, I guess in the fall, but
we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say to the folks at home?
Just I miss my students more than I ever could have imagined. It's nice to get those check-in emails and things like that. So thank you for doing this, because this is such a great opportunity to, like you said, connect with everyone, students, staff. It's important to remember we're all in this together. And like I said, I just miss everyone so much. And also a shout out to nurses, doctors, anyone whose parents or relatives. I take comfort in knowing that I can work from home and work from the safety of my own pajamas. And I know there are other people out there who don't have that. So, just a shout out to them as well.
Well said. Thank you very much. Well,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bareilles, thank you so much for coming on The Day Show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
All right. Take care.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Our musical guest tonight is a Jericho thespian who loves to sing and act. She's a voice major at the Manhattan School of Music pre-college. When she's not in her phys ed class, you can find her crashing my 5th period video production class. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Marchand.
Something always brings me back to you. Never takes too long. No matter what I say or do, I still feel you here till the moment I'm gone. You hold me without touch, keep me here without chains. Never wanted anything so much than to drown in your love and not feel your rain. Set me free, leave me be. I don't want to fall another moment into your gravity. Here I am, and I stand so tall, just the way I'm supposed to be. But you're onto me and all over me. You love me 'cause I'm fragile. I thought that I was strong, but you touched me for a little while, then all my fragile strength is gone. Set me free, leave me be. I don't want to fall another moment into your gravity. Here I am, and I stand so tall, just the way I'm supposed to be. onto me and all over me. I live here on my knees as I try to make you see that you're everything I think I need here on the ground. And you're neither friend nor foe, though I can't seem to let you go. The one thing that I still know is that you're keeping me down. You're keeping me down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're onto me and all over me. Something always brings me back to you. Never takes too long.
Wow, that was terrific. Another wonderful performance. Thank you so much. Well, that's our show for the day. Tune in next time when I'll be speaking with Mrs. Consemi. And remember, everybody, you're doing a good job. Good day.